hair that's sticking out that kind of looks like she's got spider legs. Hey guys, it's Lena. I hope you're all amazing, and if you are not, I hope my video puts a smile on your beautiful faces and makes you laugh. Well, I'm hoping in this video I make you laugh. My Hunter x Hunter 2011 First Impressions video was very well received, and I looked at some of the comments that people left on there, and people really wanted for me to do these vlog type videos of me talking about my experience with Hunter x Hunter. And that is what we're going to do, and that is what this video is. And oh god, sorry if my throat sounds a bit meh today. I went out last night and like my throat is kind of like I have not continued watching Hunter x Hunter until I was going to end up doing this video. So this video is covering from episodes 8 to 28. So yeah, I got through quite a good portion. I became very, very obsessed with just wanting to continue with what was going on, and so much happened in this span of things. So there is a lot to talk about. So I'm fully warning you guys that this video might end up being quite long. Hey, without further ado, let's just, you know, get right into this. So what I'll be talking about first is the whole of the phases of the exams, because I did not realize there is 5 phases of the Hunter exam. And I was going to say in general that the Hunter exam is very brutal. I don't even know if I actually said that in my last video, but holy Jesus! Like, everyone is just, you know, out to get each other, so vicious. And that point was proven when we passed phase 2 of the exam. I'll just go through. The phase 1 is that long run that they had to do with that mustache guy. He looks like a French butler, but I love him. What's his name? Saitoza? Or I don't know how to say his name. It sounds weird, but we'll call him the French butler guy. We're just gonna call him that. I loved him during that phase of the exam. Second phase of the exam was like through these swamp area to get to the site of the phase 2 of the exam, which is they have to cook something. I'm finding that these examiner type people, that the examiners like Saitoza and the one where they had to do the cooking exam, which was with Menji, that girl with all the blue hair that's sticking out that kind of looks like she's got spider legs. Spider legs. A big, really massive guy named Buhara or something. It made me laugh in the bits where everybody's cooking the pig. And he's enjoying the food, and then like no one can please Menji. So as we went through each of the phases, everybody is getting whittled down, all the participants, and then we finally get to phase 3, which is now going into beyond episode 8. Sorry, I lost track and I was talking about previously in the other episodes. Phase 3, they had to do the trick tower, wherein they're in this big long tower and they've got like 60 hours, 50 hours to complete. Have to get to the top floor. Kurapika, Leorio, and Killua, and this annoying guy that appeared in like the first few episodes, Topa, who's one of the participants. He's a jerk. He's a jerk. It's always got to be that one sabotager, isn't there? But his character just, you know, flat out annoys me. In the tower, they end up having to battle, basically. They have to do fight combat. They do with these people that are prisoners, and they've got these ridiculous sentences of like 150 years or something. And I really enjoyed that part. Loved it when Leorio was against that girl who's, you know, very good at gambling and stuff. That part was hilarious. And, you know, just the part where she's like, you know, if I lose these so-and-so hours, you can touch my body. And then, like, he really did. And then I'm like, oh, okay, Leorio. Just for the record, Leorio, I've been told that he's not, like, an adult. He looks like an adult in his character design, but I would say like he's Kurapika's age. Like Kurapika is supposed to be 17 in the anime. I thought he was the same age as like Gon and Killua. I love Leorio. He is a hilarious, loud character, and he's like a father figure for everybody in the group with Kurapika, Killua, and Gon. And the most hilarious bit in that part of the phase 3 of the exam was Killua's battle. You know, Killua, he's a cool brat. He's a cool brat. There's this tensious moment when this big guy comes out of nowhere. I don't even remember his name, but notorious for killing and committing evil acts of God knows what on people. And everyone's like, oh, haven't you heard of his name? Leori's like freaking out, and Killua's like, yeah. Come on, mate, let's just go. And Killua I was not expecting this little kid just to basically rip out this massive macho guy's heart basically within seconds, And I was like, okay, jeez. I was kind of a little like, yeah, you're like, right. Killua has done a lot of that for me during the watch of this series so far. Just kind of made me stunned, like, huh? Jeez, nothing phases him. I say that, but we will get to that in a minute. I loved that bit with the tower and everything. And kind of sucks that they had to sit in a room for 50 hours as a penalty. I'm like, oh god, I've been bored crapless, really. I don't know what I would do in a room for 50 hours. I'd have to be in a room with, maybe Kenshin. I would love to be in a tiny room with Kenshin. But maybe, I'd have the request of, I would love to just have all the anime there. And 50 hours of watching anime non-stop. Oh my god. Be epic as. Anyway, totally getting off topic. The next phase was phase 4, which was on Zevel Island, where all the participants are given tags. And they basically have to take each other's tag. Their tags are worth different points, and they have to get 6 points in order to advance to the final phase of the exam. I really enjoyed Zevel Island. I did. Especially my favorite bit was when, every participant had to draw a number, and that number would become their target. And it's like, oh yeah, you can use whatever means to get the target. You can even kill them. That's what I mean by the exam. Brutal. Sweet little Gon. I'll tell you guys, I'm so in love with Gon, our main protagonist. I love all the characters so far in the main group, but Gon is the cutest, sweetest, childlike character I have ever felt so attached to. And I'm fearing down the track he will be corrupted or something will happen, and I don't want that. But anyway, I love the effort that he went to. He pre-practicing with his little fishing rod to try and get Hisoka's tag. So patiently waiting. By the way, I'm still gonna say Hisoka's bloody creepy. I still find Hisoka is a mystery, and it was hell creepy. The part where he is highly anticipating just to fight Gon, Kurapika, and Leorio. He's pretty much fixated on all of them now. And it was so creepy when he went in this little frenzy phase. He looked like he was someone that was just hungry for the next meal, basically. It was so creepy. And Gon gets it with the fishing rod and everything, all that waiting, all that anticipation. It's like, yes! It's got it. So I was like that while I was watching it in my room on my TV screen. I was like, yes! Seriously, Hisoka going in a little frenzy phase, I was so creeped out. I've not been that creeped out for a long time, with a character like this. The last time I felt like that was when I watched Hellsing and Alucard. We all know Mr. Alucard is very creepy, but yeah, I'd say Hisoka is just that extra creepier than Alucard. But I'm starting to see now that Hisoka just wants particularly Gon to get stronger, and that point was proven when Hisoka was just going to give him the tag so he can move on to the next phase of the competition, but Gon wouldn't have it. very much a very honest little boy. He wanted to earn getting the tag back, not just Hisoka, you know, throw it back at him, but Hisoka said, oh, you know, come at me with a punch and that when you can actually punch me. And yeah, I think that really dug deep for Gon. It was good to see what Gon's like intentions and what he wants to achieve. I know he wants to achieve, you know, becoming a hunter, and he wants to see his dad. But it was really felt like I saw a different side to him in that moment. One of my favorite bits during the Zevil Island was when Leorio was going after his target, and he was about to go in this cave. And it was a girl that it was his target, and they ends up getting trapped in the cave because his target, that's the girl, I can't remember her name, she ends up killing her target, which is a guy who can control snakes and do like enchantments and stuff like that, curses. And the whole cave had been set up with a curse, and basically if you tried to leave, the snakes would attack you. And oh my god, that bit really got me. I was anticipating like, how the hell are they getting out of the cage, because the guy, the enchantment guy, was dead, and somehow this trap was still activated. And I found it hilarious when, like, you know, Gon's like, I have a track record for holding my breath, and basically the girl that was Leorio's target specialized in like poison, sleeping gas, that sort of thing, and she let out the sleeping gas, they all fell asleep, and then Gon took them out one by one. I was like, oh, that is my Gon, that is my Gon. That was a really great bit as well. It's like, oh, what's gonna happen? But then again, I've had so many bits like that with this series already. I'm always on the edge of my seat. I've been put on the edge of my seat. Through Zevil Island, everybody made it. Of course they did, and Hisoka as well. Moving on to Phase 5 now. Phase 5 is when things started really building up. Like, I was not expecting half the things. Phase 5 is when Hiroto, who is the head chairman of the Hunter Examiner Association, was coming up with an idea for what everybody was going to do for the final phase of the exam. Well, this is saying the final phase of the exam. I'll get to that. He came up with the idea that everybody had to fight one-on-one, basically a tournament. But when everybody would end up fighting each other, they're not allowed to kill anybody. They just had to make them give up, basically. So that was interesting. And I'm like, I don't know how the anime is going to handle this. The first battle that was between Hanzo, that ninja guy, and Gon. Gon, oh my god, it was still on the edge of my seat. I'm like, oh, just give up. But I just give up, Gon. And just... seriously, the moment where, like, Hanzo has got, like, one of those little knives up against his forehead, just, oh, his eyes, you know, there was just full of such raw honesty. Like, I'm not gonna give up, goddammit, and I probably would have been the same as well, but just his resilience. Gon has got some goddamn resilience. That moment made me love his character even more. I'm like, oh my god, this little boy is stealing my heart. Can I just steal Gon away? Can I just steal him? You know, like, protect him from the world? Hanzo's like, oh, I'm gonna break your arm. I'm thinking, nah, you're not gonna break his arm. And then he broke his arm. I'm like, oh. What really obviously got the ball rolling after that was Gon is like out for 2 or 3 days, I think, and where the French moustache guy, Setouza, fills him in on what happened with the exam if everybody passed, and that bit threw me for a loop. Was when there was only going to be one person that would fail as part of this phase of the exam, and that was Killua, and I was thinking, how did he fail? Like, you know, assassin boy, got amazing skills. But I was not anticipating what was coming up next, which was his opponent. There was that guy with all the needles in his face and creeps me out. And I'm just, oh my god, that's how I felt looking at his face. And then, like, out of nowhere, it transforms. I actually had seen it transform before, his face, but his face just turned normal, and it turned out to be Killua's brother, Illumi. I was just like, oh, God, he's so weird. He's about as weird as Hisoka. Like I said, I'd seen him before, but so weird. I hate all the needles in his face, and then it just transforms. We had to watch the scene of it disconfiguring, and no. His brother is hell creepy, about nearly just the same level as Hisoka. It's like, okay, I'm just gonna go kill Gon. Killua doesn't need friends. I'm like, you. Killua was happy to forfeit the match. He obviously, Gon had really become something meaningful to Killua and their growing friendship. And that's another thing. I love Killua and Gon's friendship that's starting to bloom. It's so precious. But then afterwards, Killua failed. He went into this mad frenzy and killed one of the other participants, and then he went back home. And I'm like, oh, what's gonna happen next? Gon was so angry, and then he went to go see Illumia. They're all being briefed, and they're all about to get their hunting licenses and stuff, and says, why did you do that to my friend Killua? I'd never seen Gon up until now so angry, so annoyed. That was a great bit as well. I just love it when he gets annoyed. It gets me excited, and I'm just like, yeah. He is going to be something amazing. I can feel it. Gon is. I can't wait for that. But don't worry, all the dust was settled eventually, and everybody passed. This is where I found out that this is not the end of the exam totally. Of course it's not. It was simple enough of the final phase of, oh yeah, you just gotta make your opponent give up and then you pass. Like, okay, that was so laughable. It was laughable. I was laughing of how each opponent has got to try and make the other give up. That was so funny to me. And there was a bit where Saichaza, the, Frenchy mustache guy, says that this is not the final phase. This is not the end. This is like just the beginning. Obviously, there's like 148 episodes. And I like the bit between Saichoza and Gon, where he pulls him aside and they have a little chat, and he tells him a little bit about his dad. It was interesting to know that, he's a hunter that has made a difference in the world, and he's done a lot of he's like a history digger, done a lot finding architectural artifacts, that sort of thing. This is briefly from my memory, and that was really interesting to know a little bit about his dad. So I'm still anticipating for when he actually gets to see his dad. Still anticipating. The next part, after the others decide to go and get Killua, because I know Killua had gone back home. This was going to be interesting. It was. And they decided to go to a mountain called Kokoro Mountain. And this was really interesting to see Killua's family, which is the Zoldyck family, if that's how you say it. And let's say right off the bat, they're all weird. And I thought the very weird, eccentric characters. It baffled me at how the whole family owned the entire mountain, and the only way to get in there was, of course, I kind of had a feeling it might not be that easy. Gon, Leorio, and Kurapika come across, there's a guard there. You know how you get when you're at a toll, how it is in America, you have to go through toll to cross the border. There was one of them, and then there was a guard there. I can't remember his name, but he was the guard that wouldn't let anybody in. He came off across as a very, sweet old man, but really he wasn't. To get through to the actual mansion itself, where Killua was, where poor Killua was being whipped and punished, I was like, I didn't like that bit. Gon and the others had to get through the testing gate. Like weighed a whole ton, and nobody, Killua, Pika, Leorio, Gon, couldn't even make it budge. And on top of that, they had a few obstacles as well. Of course, there's hungry, we'll say wolf beast-like thing named Mike. I'm like, that's a unique name. I laughed at the name when he said the name of what it was that came in, ate the intruders, and would only take command from the actual head of the family, or the Zoldyck family. So I'm just like, oh my god, how can they even, move this gate? Let alone that the so-called old man guard ends up buffing up his muscles and just moves it like it's nothing. So I'm like, yeah, of course, there's obstacles to see one person. Of course the family would do that. Talking about Killua's family itself, the same as his brother Illumi creeps the hell out of me. His mother looks like an android. Don't even know what his mother is. Then looks like his sister looks like one of those Chinese dolls that always have scared me since as a child. And one of his brothers is a bit of a porker. And his grandpa seems he's got some sort of sense, but I'm going to say he's weird too. And it seems Killua's father, I'm not sure about. He seems like the nicest out of all of them, that treats Killua with, some decent respect and cares. But at the same time, it makes me question and be a little bit suspicious. It does. I love the bit where finally Gon and the others go through some training. The old guy really admires Gon's efforts to want to see Killua, and that he can see that they're friends, and the efforts he'll go to, and they go through this silly training with these heavy weights and that. They end up going through this training just to open one massive gate. And of course eventually they all do, and then they come across another bodyguard, which is a black girl. Her name's Canary, and she can tell that she really cares about, you get to learn that she cares about Killua. I like seeing that bit about her past of kind of how she wanted to befriend him but was very hesitant, and Killua's family is full of some very interesting people, but his mother's plain old crazy all up basically to me, and she makes me want to just bash her over with a frying pan basically. It was funny, hilarious, that when his brother was lashing Killua, his grandfather comes in and says, your father wants to talk to you, and he just unchains himself, and basically those lashes did nothing to him at all. He was just taking his punishment like it was nothing. That was very funny. I've had so many points like that in the series, it's just made me laugh hysterically, and that was one of them, just of, Killua's at times cool, calm composure. And that's when we see about his father. They have a talk, and his father decides to let him go with the others and meet them, but at the same time it made me suspicious and questionable. He's very defiant against his own wife, Killua's mother, so I'm wondering if we will see a bit more of Killua's family. I'm sure we will, because this was only like a little bit that we got to see. But the others had one more test. Killua, Pika, Leorio, Gon. They had to pass through the head butler of the mansion, which, knows what's going on here, there, and everywhere, and, put the Gon and the others through another test of his own, to see if they are worthy of, looking after, Killua. Finally, Killua and Gon are reunited. It was a cute moment, it was, and I was glad to learn a bit more about Killua's character, and knowing that he is grown up in one hell of a screwed up household. Not all of the people in his family are bad. I like the butler guy, I do, and the bodyguard guy. Killua is free from the house of hell, I want to say, and this is when it got interesting. The others decide to part ways. They do. There was a scene on the train where I remember Kurapika during the final phase of the exam, he was against Hisoka, and Hisoka whispered something into his ear, and that made him forfeit the match. And we find out what that was, because Hisoka ended up saying to Kurapika was that he had information about the group called Phantom Troop, that is the group that killed Kurapika's entire clan. Obviously Kurapika wants revenge, and he has information and tells him where to find him on a so-and-so day, which is in a few months. And that's when Leorio and Kurapika decide to go their separate way to achieve whatever it is they want to achieve. And Gon and Killua decide to go off on their own. This is when we're entering into a new arc. I'm not fully into the arc. It started about around episode 25. We are into Heaven's arc now, which I've been told is supposed to be very good. And so far, Gon and Killua didn't know what they were going to do. Killua mentions of a kind of arena called Heaven's Arena where you can earn money and battle or do combat with people at the same time. And this is where like you kind of get to see a bit more of Gon's potential, I want to say, as a hunter. Because, you know, there was this one match he did, he just pushed someone right into the wall. And I'm just like, right, you are going to be amazing later on in the series, I can tell. And Gon and Killua make their way up these levels, and there's like up to level 200, something ridiculous like that. And then you end up meeting this little boy named Izushi, and Killua ends up going up against him. And there is this moment where Killua is absolutely freaked out because he's using a similar technique to what Killua's brother Illumi uses, and I'm just like, ooh, okay, this is interesting. And then both Gon and Killua end up meeting Zushi's master, I guess we could say, the person who taught him what he knows, which is, his name is Wing. He's kind of suspicious to me at the moment. I don't fully trust him. I'm like, I would not trust him, guys. And now I'm at the bit where episode 28 is when Wing is going to teach Gon and Killua about Nen and Zen, about Nen, how to use the technique, like the power of will. And they only have a few hours to learn it. They made it to level 200, and now they have to register by midnight to participate in level 200. And then who do they run into up there as well? Hisoka. So I'm wondering if Gon, maybe he'll get to go up against Hisoka. I didn't think we'd see him again, and I'm like, yay, Hisoka! Don't worry, I really don't have too much anything against Hisoka. I think he's an interesting character. It's just creeps me out. How can he not creep you out? So yeah, we're at the bit where now Gon and Killua are about to learn about the power of Nen, and yeah, that is where I left off completely. Holy crap, that was a whole lot of mouthful of... I don't know how long this vlog will end up being for, but I'm so glad I was able to get that all off my chest. And what is my verdict so far of this series? It is amazing, and the Hunter x Hunter hype that everybody makes it out to be is definitely true, people. And I'm fully invested in this series, and now I can continue watching it, because if I'm going to do these vlog videos, I want to be able to talk about what I've watched, and then I will continue watching it. Otherwise, I will get lost in where I'm at with things. So from now on, I'm on episode 28, so probably from the next vlog thing I'll probably do is from episodes 30 to 50, I reckon. So that's at least 20 episodes. I'm not sure how this is going to work. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it every 20 episodes, but that is how I've sort of planned for the next one. But I want to take my time with this series. I want to just swallow in as much as I can, because this series is already made a great impression. The most thing I love about Hunter x Hunter so far is how character driven it is. All the characters I feel have had equal limelight. You really do get to know them and about their backstory, their experiences. It's been really easy to follow each person's intentions, goals, and I'm so excited. That is my favorite thing about this series. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this vlog video. I know some people have been anticipating for me to do this. But yeah, I hope you really enjoyed it. And please let me know down in the comments below. What did you think about from this sort of arc about how the Hunter x Hunter exam was? Did you feel excited the first time watching it? Were you shocked by anything? And yes, probably the next time I do this sort of series video for Hunter x Hunter is from episodes 30 to 50. So you can look forward to that, or I may change my mind. It really depends. And yes, Hisoka is still creepy to me. Now Illumi, Killua's brother, is added on that list as well. That is all for now. And as always, guys, don't forget to subscribe for more craziness. And if you want to keep up with my anime antics, you follow me on my blog at Little Kino Anime Gonna. And you follow me on Twitter at Kino Reviews, where I am all the time. By the way, you should follow me on Twitter because I do live tweet sometimes when I'm watching Hunter x Hunter. So you should do that. And I'll see you guys next week with a brand new video, hopefully on Sunday, and episode 4 of Clockwork Planet. I'll see you guys then. Bye!